Hi, it's Nicola Bird here from alittlepeaceofmind.co.uk. So I'm doing this little mini series of back to basic videos. And last week we talked about the fact that the only thing that we can ever experience is thought. Not the things outside of us somehow getting at us and making us feel a certain way, but instead there's this power within us, this power of thought that's constantly generating a movie in front of our eyes that looks real. Looks totally and utterly real. Now, all human beings think, right? That's undeniable. We think from the moment we're born till the moment we die. And that thinking, that power of thought creates an experience. It doesn't just create the thinks that we're aware of. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm cross. Oh, what shall I do about X? But it creates a whole experience of the world from the inside out. So it creates an experience of a book, of a story, of a movie, of a past history, of our lives, of our family, of our work, of our health, of our stories about ourselves. Thought creates all of it. And thought is brought to life by consciousness, right? It's the energy of life. The fact that we are aware of thought brings that experience to life and makes it look 100% real. So it really looks like it's our email inbox, insert anything else that's problematic, that is creating our experience. We have a thought that says, my email inbox is creating my experience of stress. My email inbox is stressing me out. And unquestioned, we don't question it at all. We just go, right? And then thought tells us, no, actually my boss is being really mean to me today. And without any understanding of how thought works, we go, okay. My job is terrible, I need to leave, or I need to change it. We believe everything we think. And the reason we believe everything we think is because consciousness is like this, you get thought plus consciousness. Now the whole shebang looks completely real and true. So I can completely understand if you were arguing with me last week and going, no, but you don't understand. In my world, X is really problematic. Of course it looks problematic because you have a thought. The thought is believed because consciousness makes it look so real and true. And so we fall for it all the time. We believe everything we think. Now, here's the thing. When we believe everything we think, when we think that our thought is gospel, that every thought we think is real, accurate, and true, it's like we live as if we are our thinking. But I am anxious, but he is mean, but I do enjoy holidays to Rome, but it's not possible for me to do that. Yes, but this always scares me. Yeah, but my past is, and we're kind of immersed in it. We and thought are one. We believe everything we think. We're totally involved in it, and we drown in it. No wonder we get overwhelmed, because we're full of thought and we have no idea that we are the thinker. We have no idea that, hopefully you can still see this, me experiencing from the inside thought. It sounds really simple, right? But it makes such a difference. Because if you see the truth in this, instead of having an experience where you're swamped in thought, what happens is you start to have a level of separation from your thinking, from your experience. There's you having an experience, not you being an experience. There's you having a temporary experience of anxiety, not you as an anxious person being anxious. As I'm sitting here in my office right now, there's a road outside. And what happens is that the cars, I can hear the cars up the road, and there's no sound, right? And then out of the quiet, I can hear one right now, there comes the noise of a car, and the car gets slowly louder and louder and louder, and then off it goes down the road. It gets quieter and quieter and quieter. I sit here in my office and the cars pass by. They get louder and then off they go. They come from nowhere, they get louder and off they go. And all the while I sit here untouched by the cars in the road. Doesn't matter if there's a traffic jam, doesn't matter if there's a lorry, doesn't matter if there's a bicycle, it doesn't matter what they are, I am not them. There's a separation between you and thought. Now, most human beings walk around totally swamped in thought. Consciousness does a really good job of making it all look real, of it looking totally believable. So we have a thought, my inbox is too busy for any person to manage sanely. We have totally unquestioned, totally believed, it's true, fact. Now we have no choice but to try and manage that busy inbox. When we start to see that, what you mean, there's a thought, I have a busy inbox, and consciousness is making that look real, but you're saying maybe it isn't. Now you're onto something. Not every thought that you think is true. In fact, no thought that you think is true, but we'll come to that in future videos. But for now, for today's video, for this bite-sized piece, I just want to point you to the mechanics of how it works. Consciousness brings every thought that you have to life and makes it look 3D, high quality, brought to life by the senses. You can touch it, feel it, smell it, hear it, everything, right? That's the beauty of consciousness, bringing this gift of thought to light. Sometimes we use it to create beautiful things like sunsets and puppy dog tails. And sometimes we use it to create things that we scare ourselves with, like horrible email inboxes, scary bosses, and terrifying trips to the supermarket, right? We'll come to how we use that gift of thought in another video, in most of my videos actually. But for now, I want you to start to understand this. So for every human being, it works the same. We think, we have an experience of thought, and consciousness brings every thought we have to life and makes it look real. So we get fooled by it all the time. But it's not. It's a really cool magic trick. And the second thing I want you to consider from today's video is that you are not your thoughts, but you have an experience of thought. And like the cars outside, thought, it's like it visits us and then it moves along. And then another thought arises and it moves along. And another thought arises and it moves along. And another thought arises and it moves along. You'll notice no thought ever hangs around forever. They're all transitory. Every think that we have comes through us. And there's this one power of thought that's continually generating this experience. It's like there's one car factory up the road that's producing every car that comes along. That's the power of thought, a continual power that gives us a pretty much 24/7 experience of life. No thought, no experience, no consciousness, no experience. It's a pretty cool gift, and ones we can use to really totally terrify us. But it makes the whole world a difference. If you feel totally swamped and overwhelmed and anxious because of your email inbox, insert any other thing that freaks you out, to suddenly realize that I have a thought about an email inbox and that thought is freaking me out. Like I'm freaking myself out with the thought I'm entertaining. That would be it actually in its simplest form. Am I freaking myself out with a thought I'm entertaining? That's it. To get a sense of that separation between you and your thinking. And we'll come back and I'll talk to you again next week.